Hey folks, this is Brian with Survival on Purpose, and here with another video on a really good low price knife. And I'm sorry, it seems like every time I push the record button on my camera, this dog next door starts yapping. Life in suburbia. So anyway, the knife that I want to talk about today is the Condor Bushlore. These are made in El Salvador by a company called Condor Tools. If I understand correctly, Condor was originated by some guys from Solinger, I think Solinger in Germany, but from Germany came over and started the company Condor. And so this is the Bushlore. And what I thought would be great to do, I got all my sons one of these last year, and they're available on Amazon. I actually bought mine at a place called Going Gear. Look them up, goinggear.com. That's a free plug for them. They're a pretty cool store, and they happen to be real close to my house here in Georgia. They have a big web store also. About 30, 35 bucks as best I remember. And so, show you, I've actually got two. I got one that belongs to one of my sons, and it's in really good shape. The other one, I'll show you in a minute. My 16-year-old left it in his pack at a Boy Scout meeting for about 3 weeks outside, and when he went back to get it, it'd been rained on, so it got really rusted, so I'll show you what happened there. So anyway, this is the Condor Bushlore in the sheath. One of the things Condor is kind of famous for, or has a good reputation for, is their sheaths. Honestly, this is a solid leather sheath. It's got a really strong welt in it here across the back. It's got a loop on the back. It's not fancy, but it is definitely solid. You can see how thick the leather is. Well stitched, and it's got rivets top and bottom. This sheath just like this sells on a couple of websites I've seen for like 30 bucks just for the sheath. So the whole knife and sheath, 35 bucks, is a really good deal. Here's the knife itself, and you see it says El Salvador right there where it's made, and it says Condor on the back side. I've actually branded my son's initials in here because they all got the same knife, so it's easy to keep up with them. I've got the specs here. This knife is hardwood. This handle, you can buy it with micarta. The micarta handles are a little more. Hardwood handles. It's got 1075 carbon steel blade, which is, carbon steel is my preferred knife for outdoors, just because you can, if you need to, you can find a piece of flint or a rock and maybe get a spark off of it to help start a fire. That's not going to be your preferred method, but you know, in an extreme emergency, you might be able to do that. So it's got kind of like a modified Scandi kind of grind. Maybe it's a saber grind, that's what it's called. This knife's pretty sharp. You can see it's a full tang knife. So it comes all the way through, full tang. It's got actually a sleeved lanyard hole in it that you can use to put a lanyard on. And then it's got two brass bolsters in it. It's like a spear point blade. The blade, let's see if it tells you what it is. It's 3 millimeter thick, whatever that means. It doesn't really say how long the blade is, but I got a tape and I'll show you right now. Okay, so the whole knife is about 9 inches long, you can see, and the blade itself is about 4 inches long. So it's about 4 inches long. So it's a really solid, good knife. It's got a little finger, it fits your hand really well. It's got a good solid grip. Full tang knife, under 40 bucks. In my opinion, that's one of the best values out there. Really solid bushcraft knife. You wouldn't have a problem. 1075 carbon steel, so it's not quite as hard as 1095, but it is really good steel. And I think for the value, it's probably one of my top picks for value in a knife. And again, it comes with this really heavy duty sheath, and just slips in, and it holds it pretty securely. I mean, you can shake it out if you try. It's definitely, but for the money, I'd say that's the Condor Bushlore, and it's really good. Now let me show you what happens when you leave it out in the rain. And it's carbon steel, you can see, so it has rusted. You can actually see the rust inside where it says El Salvador on there a little better. I cleaned this up just with some sandpaper, and you can see the edge has got a little pitting on it now. It's not really pitted. When you feel it, it is smooth, but it's just kind of a little slight pitting in there. Clean that up, we sharpened it back up, it's sharpened as well. Resanded the handle, it is swollen, you know, got a little rough on it from being out there in the wet. We're going to seal that out, but again, Had these over a year now. They hold an edge really well. Just keep it sharp, and you can, if they get a little rusted, you can always fool with them. So that is the Condor Bushlore. If you've been thinking about getting one of those knives, I hope this little review overview has been helpful. This is Brian Stevens with Survival on Purpose. I appreciate you watching my videos, commenting. If it'd be great if you just give that little thumbs up thing down at the bottom here. Click on that, let them know if you like my video, let YouTube know, because the more people that like it, the better YouTube likes me. And most of all, I really can't tell you how much I appreciate it when you subscribe to my channel. This is Brian Stevens with Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident. See you next time.